So I hope everyone is ready. We'll start at sharp 4:10.
Yeah, so good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday to all. So I hope all of you are here for the second day of the workshop. So yesterday, Shivam sir went into the objective and the theoretical way of Power BI, and today's agenda will be going to the practicality of Power BI. So regarding the projects, regarding careers, how Power BI can help you reach greater heights in your career. So Shivam sir will be giving a 5 minutes of recap to you what happened yesterday. And students, make sure those who are not able to attend the workshop right now can go on the YouTube channel live. This will be live streamed as well. Attendance form will be will be put in both the chats of YouTube as well and here as well. So make sure that you're filling the application form as well as the attendance form to receive the certificate. Do not forget it. And also we'd like to welcome Mr. Vishwendra Singh with us, who is the head of product as One Digital Stack. So, Shivam sir, you can start with the presentation and kindly give a recap of yesterday's workshop.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to the workshop. I'll just quickly share my screen. Just let me know once it's visible.
It's visible, sir.
Yep. Thank you. Thanks for the confirmation. Thanks, Aryan, for the invite, and thanks, Inspire team, for this opportunity. Guys, everyone who was there yesterday, just a quick recap for you guys. Yesterday, we started with the Power BI applications, why Power BI is important, why data is important, and where you can apply this knowledge, Power BI applications of Power BI in every domain. I'll just quickly recap for you guys. So for Power BI, as I yesterday told you, data is present everywhere. Every big company, every big and small company nowadays is using data, integrating that data into story insights and delivering that insights to the end customer or end user. Even if you are selling cars, even if you are selling toffees or chocolates on a retail store, you guys are collecting data every day. And by data, I mean what age group of people are getting those things, what are the products that are being liked in the market or not liked in the market. These type of data insights we can gather from that and then take decisive decisions. And for that decision making, Power BI is very helpful because it's handling big data every day. Then the applications can be in sales and marketing, finance, HR, operations. N number of applications are there. In fact, every aspects of modern day trade or modern day business involves data and applications of Power BI. Okay. Quickly moving on to next problem. Just it's just a recap, so I'll move quickly. When I say applications of Power BI, So you can have multiple job roles. You can have a Power BI data analyst role, data visualization role, business analyst role, or any financial analyst. Any analyst role can be there, but there are specialized Power BI role right now available in the market. Power BI consultant, trainer, or a BI manager for that, in fact. Average analyst salary revolves around 3 to 6 LPA per year, or for a senior role, it goes up to 10 or 12 per year. But if you look at the application of Power BI, if you have the additional layer of Power BI in your resume, that salary can go up to 1.5 times or 2 times of that basic package, according to Glassdoor right now. And when I'm saying Power BI again and again, again and again, so Power BI helps in the complete data story. So you can draw data, you can clean that, manipulate that data, get AI insight from that, visualize that data. Everything is possible for the complete data story in Power BI or any BI tool for that matter. Why Power BI is better than other BI tools available in the market? A quick summary of that would be that there are many other BI tools available in the market, like Tableau, ClickSense, Google Data Studio, and all of them have some shortcomings, but Power BI is very intuitive. It has a large ecosystem because it's a Microsoft platform. Then you have low code method because it's just using DAX and it's handling lots and lots of rows of data. I can show you dashboards where I'm handling billions and billions of rows of data. And obviously it's very customizable. That is why Power BI is preferred over other BI tools. And why BI tools, not Excel or just Power BI? Because PowerPoints are just static applications or static PDFs, and Excels are mostly limited to data sets or interactivity. But Power BI is just Excel plus PowerPoint and plus on steroids. So all of these capabilities, but in a higher fashion. So fully interactive dashboards, customizable dashboards, or handling large data set into that, there where Power BI comes into the picture. I had shown you some sample dashboards yesterday. I'll just quickly go through that also. Suppose this is a dashboard. This is why it's called a dashboard, because it's handling some data set at the back end and giving you insights in forms of visual as well as notes. So that's why it's called a dashboard. Okay. It's interactive also, so you can change dates and all, and then the data would change. So it's called an interactive dashboard. Excel is also using this capability, but this is type of data handling and this type of visuals are not available in Excel. PowerPoint also looks like this, but PowerPoint is mostly static in this case. So there, Power BI is leading in terms of dashboarding. You can get n number of dashboards. You have these links in the PDF also. Coming back to where we ended yesterday. So we were making our first dashboard. We had the line chart made. We had a category, subcategory filter. Even for that matter, we had a date slicer as well yesterday. But we'll repeat that. So for all of you who are joining new, or for all of you who were present yesterday also, I have the data set provided in the chat. Please download that. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes. We'll start with that. Can you, anyone from the team, can you provide the sample data set again in the chat section? And if there are any doubts from yesterday's session, please feel free to mention in the chat. I'll just read it out loud. We have 5 to 10 minutes, then we'll start with the new things today. We'll deep dive further into the Power BI applications and we'll deep dive into the dashboard making. For sure, we'll be making our first dashboard today with some insights. Can anyone please attach the sample data set in the chat?
It's done.
Thank you so much. Okay. Yujak is asking, I was exploring Power BI yesterday after the workshop. He made a line graph where he was visualizing all the categories in the line chart, single line chart, and it was not looking very good. It was looking cluttered. Yes, Yujak, there's a better way to visualize that. We can show top 10, top 5. We'll do that in today's session. Manya is asking, will we get the certificates? Yes, we'll get the certificates. But she couldn't end the yesterday's session. Okay, that you'll have to ask the Vespa team. Yep. Yashit Mittal is asking, does Power BI make z-axis or negative axis as well? Yes, we can have a negative axis as well in Power BI. Yashit, we'll try that today in the session. Kaushiki is asking, can we get the slicer part again? Okay, I'll just quickly recap in terms of the work we have done yesterday. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll make these charts again. But all of those who have a doubt in these charts can just ping in the chat. Rohan Singhal is asking about the connectors in Power BI. Yes, there are many connectors in Power BI. You can connect with n number of data sets in Power BI. If you click on get data, you can see you can connect to files, static files, databases, Microsoft Fabric. N number of databases are available to connect. Thanks, Rohan Singhal, for the question. Very valid question, Vasif. Vasif Siddiqui is asking, will we teach him how to clean the data? So that sample data set which I have provided you, will start by cleaning that today. That is the first topic which we'll be covering today. Okay, Vanchita is asking, the data is not previewing in the table view. Vanchita, I'll just repeat the steps. Just let me know if this data is still not visible to you in the table view. Okay, guys, I'm starting with the processes we have done yesterday. I'll open up a blank Power BI report for you guys to follow up. So when we click on Power BI, so I hope most of you have downloaded Power BI. There is no one who is not following up right now. When I open up a blank Power BI report, I'll just click on blank Power BI report. I'll get this type of an interface. Okay. In this interface, what I told you yesterday, so I'll open up this one. We have three views. There is a report view, there is a model or a table view, then there is a model view. We'll focus on these three views for now. We can ignore these two for now. Report view, table view, and model view. Okay. What I have provided you is a sample data set. You have to import that data set into Power BI first. So importing that data set is very easy. You can just click on this import data from Excel button, or you can click on get data. The first step is to import data from any sample data set or any data set into Power BI. So just click on data or get data. I have provided you data in an Excel format. So you have to click on Excel workbook. Machita, I hope you are following up right now. Uh, when I click on Excel workbook, I'll get a pop-up where I can navigate to the file. In my case, this file is sample dataset file. I'll just click on this and Power BI will connect to that Excel file. Guys, we are importing our first dataset into the Power BI dashboard. I hope everyone is trying with me. So when I import this sample dataset file, it will give me two options because there are two sheets present in the file, product mapping sheet and revenue sheet. In our case, we need both the sheets. So I'll click or a checkbox. I click the checkbox for both the sheet and I'll just load this data. Don't click on transform data for now. I'll just load this data. I hope everyone is following up. Okay. When I just load this data, I'll get this type of a screen where I am getting in report view. I'll get build visual kind of a screen. On the right hand side, you will see there's a data pane. On this data pane, you will see there are two sheets loaded now. One is product mapping. If you open up it, there are multiple columns in this, and then the other one is revenue sheet. I hope everyone has this type of interface ready with them. Now the question which was asked, if I go to table view, I am unable to see data. I am able to see blank rows. So in the product mapping sheet, there are blank rows present. If you sort it on like sort descending on subcategory or any column, you can sort it on, you will see the data. There is a big problem why there are blank sheets. So to handle this problem, data cleaning or data modeling or data manipulation comes into place, which we'll deep dive into after this thing. And the second sheet would be revenue sheet. I hope these two sheets are loaded into everyone's dashboard. Okay. The third view is model view. When you go to model view, you will see there are two tables present here now, product mapping and revenue sheet, and there are no lines or relationship between them. Okay, perfect. Uh, the first part is data cleaning or before data cleaning. I also told this yesterday to everyone. Before even data cleaning, we need to understand the data which we are handling. So in our case, I have provided you the sample data set file. There are two sheets present here, revenue sheet and product mapping sheet. In the product mapping sheet, you get multiple SKU IDs with their brand, title, category or subcategory, even their MRP and prices, and which country they belong to. So in the product mapping sheet, you have SKUs with their brands, titles, category and subcategory, and which country they belong to. In the revenue sheet, you get a sales data kind of data set where every SKU ID has some sales on a particular date. There are two data sets which we are handling today. You need to just understand what we are handling first. So there is a sales data sheet, and then the other one is a mapping data sheet. Mapping data sheet includes every SKUs, brand, category, subcategory, even the titles. Sales data sheet considers SKU ID with the date of sale and the sales amount which they have done. I hope everyone is following up here. Coming back to Power BI, when we have a knowledge of these two data sets, I can easily understand now I have a sales data, revenue sheet here, a mapping data, product mapping sheet here. Now, if I want to clean this data further, the question which was asked multiple times, how I can clean this data. So to clean this data, we have to go to another module in Power BI, which is called Power Query. So if you can locate this button, transform data button on the home tab, there is a button transform data. If you just click on this button, another window will pop up, which is a transform query window or a power query window. This kind of a window should pop up for you guys. I'll open it again. Just click on transform data, or you can open up the drop down and click on transform data. A power query editor will open up for you guys. If anyone has a doubt, please try to mention it over the chat. Or if no doubts are there, please mention thumbs up or you can mention the chat. Okay. Moving on. So when you open this Power Query window, okay, lots of thumbs up. I hope everyone is following up. Okay, when you open this Power Query window, the first problem all of you guys were facing in the product mapping sheet, there were many blank rows present. Yep. So to remove those blank rows, we need to first locate the blank rows in the product mapping sheet. So let's try to filter out those blank rows. Click on the category column. Click on the drop down present to the right of category column and go to load more. It will load the entire data set and give you all types of possible values present in the data. What I have done till now, I'll just repeat quickly. I have clicked on transform data. Why I'm going to transform data? Because I want to clean my data set. To clean my data set, I have gone into the Power Query editor. This Power Query editor will let me clean my data set before I load it into Power BI dashboard. To clean it, I have gone to product mapping. Under product mapping, I am checking my category column. In this category column, I am checking the drop down. In this drop down, I have just clicked on load more because the number of rows are loaded only 1000 here. I want to load more rows. When I load all the rows in this Power Query window, I'll see there are 4 or 5 categories present: air cooler, fans, garment care, water heater, women grooming. But there is a null row present. I don't want these null values, or I don't want these blank values. I'll simply uncheck this null and click on OK. I hope everyone is trying to do it with me. What I have done, I have just clicked on the category drop down and unchecked the null option. Now, what this did, what changed in the entire Power BI dashboard? If you see on the right hand side, there are applied steps. Power BI on its own applied 4 of the steps, but this filtered row steps is applied by me. If I just cross it, I'll go back to where I was in the first place. If you see in the category tab, again, there will be all the categories and null will also be present here. But when I uncheck this, Power BI creates a step for me, which is reversible. So Power Query Editor gives me a feasibility of applying multiple transformations into the data. Those are reversible as well. I can always go back 1 step or 2 step or 3 steps to check where I came from. Okay. After I'm applying this step, if I load this data again, so for to loading this data, you have to click on close and apply button, or you can also open up the drop down and just click on close and apply. When I click on close and apply, you will see only one query will be loaded again because I have changed just one query. And if you go to the table view now, in the product mapping sheet, there will be no null values present. Even the number of rows have reduced. Previously, it was 600,000. Now it's just 6,000. I hope everyone is following up this much. If there is any doubt, please try to mention it on the chat. What I have done till now, I have just loaded 2 data sets. I have refined one of them to just remove blank rows. How I refined it? I went to the Power Query Editor in Power BI. It's again a tool which helps in data transformation and data cleaning. How it helps? It gives me a lot of options, but for now I have just filtered some rows and it created a step. All these steps are written in mQuery language. I don't want you to deep dive into mQuery for now, but if you want to read, or some of you might be familiar with mQuery, if you want to read that language, you just click on Advanced Editor. So in the Home tab, there will be Advanced Editor. You can just read out the steps which are happening. This is not relevant right now. You can also read the steps from right here, applied step. Okay. Coming back, I'll try to repeat the steps which we did yesterday also. So I'll create a line chart again. To create a line chart, I hope you guys remember from yesterday's session. I'll just click on visualizations. From visualizations, I'll import line chart visual. This is the first visual which we created yesterday also. In line chart, I'll drag and drop crawl date onto x-axis. If you guys remember from yesterday, crawl date onto x-axis and revenue onto y-axis. It will automatically create a sum of revenue measure for me. I have not added sum. It automatically assumes that I want to sum. Okay. And for crawl date, it automatically creates a date hierarchy for me. Right now, we just want to go with crawl date, not with the date hierarchy. You can just change this. And every one of you might have this line chart created in their Power BI dashboards. The next step we did yesterday was to create a slicer, a date slicer. I'll uncheck the visual which we have selected and then click on slicer visual from the visualization tab. Then I'll drag and drop crawl date onto the field section. This will give me a timeline slicer or a calendar slicer for this chart. So if I change this slicer, the chart will also change. I hope everyone is here till now. One more thing we tried yesterday was to create a category slicer. So to create a category slicer, again, I uncheck this visual. I click on slicer and I import category column from product mapping sheet. This time I am importing from product mapping sheet and dragging and dropping into field section. Now I'll get multiple category option, but this time I will not get blank or null as an option because I have filtered my dataset or I have cleaned my dataset. Okay. And if I try to select any category, what is happening right now? Nothing is changing on the dashboard. If you guys remember correctly, now what we are missing? We are missing a relationship between these two tables. Okay. So to create that relationship, to create a working join or working relationship between any two tables, we need to navigate to the model view. What we are doing right now, we need to slice and dice the data based on another table. So we need to create a relationship. To create a relationship, we go to model view. In model view, we will see there are two tables already present, which we have loaded, and we need to create a relationship between these two. Now we need to create a working relationship. So we need to understand these tables further. Again, going back to my sample data set, if you guys remember how these tables are made, there is a SQID column which has multiple things on it. And then again, there is a SQID column which has multiple things against it. So this SQID column is common between both the tables. So we can create a relationship or a join between these two tables on this SQID column in our dataset. In your dataset, it might be changing, but in this particular dataset, this SQID column is the primary key and the foreign key for these two tables. And this is where we are going to join these two tables. To join these two tables or to make a relationship, you can just simply click on any column, drag and drop it onto the other table. It doesn't matter which column you are dropping it upon. For now, just drag and drop it onto the other table. You will see Power BI open up a new window for you guys where you can define this relationship. So I want to create a relationship between channel SQID and SQID column. Channel SQID column from product mapping and SQID column from revenue sheet. When I click on these two columns, you will see a active relationship tick mark comes up and it gives me a cardinality also. I'll explain you what is cardinality right now, but just for now, ignore these two filters and see if this make relationship active is checked and you are getting the save option. I can also create a relationship between any two other columns. So if I want to create a relationship between category and crawl date, I can do that. But there are no common values in these two. So it is not of use for me. I need to create a relationship between channel SQID and SQID for now. When I save this relationship, if you see, there is a black line coming up, which is going from product mapping to revenue sheet. What is this denoting? This denotes a relationship. When I hover over this, this denotes that there is a relationship between channel SQID column and SQID column in these two tables, and there is a relationship between them. What kind of relationship? A one-to-many relationship. What is one-to-many relationship, you might ask? So there are single values of each SQID present in product mapping, and there are multiple values of same SQID present in revenue sheet. I will explain you it in a better way. So product mapping, I'll make it a little bit smoother. And revenue. Suppose product mapping has distinct SQIDs. SQID A, B, and C. And in case of revenue sheet, we again have SQIDs, but is this time we have multiple rows of A, multiple rows of B, and multiple rows of C. This makes it a one-to-many relationship because there are distinct values of SQID present in this table And there are many values present in this table for the same SQID. So each SQID is connected to many rows. So this is a one-to-many relationship simply. There are other relationships possible in this Power BI also, which is called cardinality. You can create many-to-many relationship, many-to-one because it is a reversible kind of format also. And there is a one-to-one relationship present also. Then you might ask me, this is the second filter, cross-filter direction. Cross-filter direction denotes that every change in product mapping will filter revenue sheet because this is a single direction relationship. If you see, the arrow is pointing towards revenue sheet. So every change in product mapping sheet will filter the revenue sheet data. If the filter was other way around, suppose I do it many to many, and this time I want to filter revenue sheet, and that change should be reflected in product mapping. The filter direction is reversed now. So if I filter any row in revenue sheet now, that will filter product mapping sheet. I can do it both way also. I can create a bi-directional relationship. But for today's session, I would like to just avoid this and create a single relationship between, I'll create it into many relationship and single relationship. Product mapping should filter revenue sheet because our data set is structured like this. I hope everyone is now familiar with the concept of modeling and relationships. If there are any doubts, please try to mention it over the chat. If there are no doubts, please give me a thumbs up. I will move on to the next section. Okay. Two of you guys are asking, can you explain it again? But which part of this can I, if you can mention in the chat? I'll just explain what I have done till now. I have created a line chart. How did I create this line chart? By visualizing, by importing line chart visual, by dragging and dropping these two data fields from the tables. Then I have created a date chart, date slicer. And lastly, I've created a category slicer. To enable this category slicer, what I have done, I have created a relationship between these two tables. How did I create this relationship? I'll just delete this once. To create a relationship between these two tables, you just need to identify the columns which are common between these two. In my case, channel SQID is common with SQID. So I've just dragged and dropped. Okay, I'll repeat it again. I'll just drag and drop it over the next table. You can also do it by going to manage relationships tab in home. Under home tab, there is a manage relationship button. You can click on this button, click on new relationship, and that define the tables which you want to create a relationship between. So product mapping is my first table and the second table is revenue sheet. Then just click on the columns which you want to make it common between these two tables and create a save relationship. I hope everyone has this relationship created between these two tables. I am unable to apply this relationship. Okay. This is Avni, if you are unable to save this relationship or just click on save this button, you might be selecting some wrong thing. For example, there is if you I select one to many relationship because since it's not a one to many, there are many values in revenue sheet table. You will not be able to apply this data set. So you have to select the right cardinality or just go for many to many. If you select many to many, you will be able to create a relationship. In our case, it's actually many to one revenue sheet and product mapping. So it's a many to one relationship. So I'm creating many to one and single cross filter direction, and I'm saving this relationship. Please make sure this relationship is active. Okay. Sanchit Singh is asking how to make a slicer. I'll just repeat that step also, but I hope everyone is clear on this relationship tab. I'll quickly move on to the report view, where if I have a relationship created now, I can slice and dice data based on categories also. Previously, it was not working for me. Okay. But good question, Sanjay. I'll just repeat how we have created the slicers. I'll also create the line chart again. So in visualization tab, if you have this blank visual, just click on line chart to feed data into this line chart, drag and drop any column from the sheet. So in this case, I am dragging crawl date onto x-axis, revenue onto y-axis. You will see this type of chart is being created. If you having date hierarchy, just click on crawl date. We don't need to use date hierarchy right now. Next, I'll create a slicer. To create the slicer, I am clicking on slicer visual, then dragging and dropping crawl date onto it. It will automatically give me a timeline kind of a slicer. Next one would be a slicer on categories. So I'll again create a slicer visual and drag and drop category from the product mapping sheet to fields. Okay. Gungun Dilip Kumar has the same doubt. I hope this is clear now. Okay, moving on. So the next topic would be how to make these slicers or these charts appealing or make these charts more interactive and understandable. So one of you who had this doubt, if I add categories onto these line charts, it makes it very cluttered. So we'll try that now. I will deselect all these categories and I'll just go it. Uh, we'll just let's just replace these all things. Yep. So now I have this line chart. This line chart is showing me how much sales are happening every day. But what if I don't want to see the sales of all these categories every day? I just want to see sales by a specific category or for a specific brand or for that matter tops categories or top subcategories. For that, I'll just have to add a category dimension to it. Right now, it has just sales and date. There are no category dimensions to the chart. To add another dimension to this chart, you can see there is a legend field option available in visualization tab. Everyone is able to locate this legend. On this legend field icon, I'll just drag and drop category for now. Dragging category to legends. If you see when I drop category to legends, all of the categories will have their individual lines. And Power BI will give you a legend also. So blue line is air cooler, purple line is fans, orange line is garment care. Power BI gives you this automatically. But in this case, there are only 5 categories. So this chart is not that cluttered. But what if I drag and drop instead of category, I drag and drop brand onto the legend line. Can you see there are now hundreds of brand present and Power BI is creating hundreds of lines for me. And if I hover over any line, for example, I hover over here, I am not able to understand which brand or which line I am hovering on. So to make it more clear, or in this case, to make it more readable, we have to use a top 10 or top N kind of a slicer, where I am just able to see top brands and I'm ignoring the rest of the brands. Okay, to read that, make that possible. If you guys are on the same thing, so I'll just select again. I have this line chart. I'll drag and drop brand from the product mapping sheet onto legends. I have this kind of a chart. In this chart, I want to see just top 5 brands. To see those top 5 brands, if you can locate this filter tab over the right, or if it is not visible to you guys, go to view, enable filters. In this filter tab, I am able to locate the brand values. If you see, if I click on this brand, I get the option of basic filtering. I get the option of advanced filtering. I get the option of top N filtering. It's very simple. Basic filtering will basically filter any brand which you select. But I don't want to go with this right now. I want to go with top N filters. When I go with top N filter, I'll have to give it a value based on which top 10 is calculated. In our case, sum of revenue is a good value to estimate. So again, I'll drag and drop revenue onto the value section. and I'll just write top five for that matter, top five, and I just apply the filter. If you see the chart, it's much more clearer than previously. There are no 100 brands present now. There are only top five relevant brands present. And I also know that this Atomberg, Bajaj, Crompton, Havells are the top performers. So I just want to analyze these brands. And if you hover over this chart, this tooltip will also give you all the five brand sales on each day. Okay, I'll just repeat these steps again for those of you who might be confused again. What I have done to make this chart more interactive or more readable or more insightful, I drag and drop brands from the product mapping to legends. I just want to see top five. So in the filters pane, I go to brand, I go to top and filtering. I'll mention top five. And in the field value, I am dragging revenue once again and applying this filter. I hope everyone is following up. Okay, when I do this, okay, there are no doubts. Okay, there is a doubt. Can you repeat what you did after clicking the transform data? Oh, you are very like Tushar is asking, sir, why is the visual bit laggy? Tushar, if your visual is bit laggy, it might be that you are working on a laptop with less RAM. Power BI usually supports 8 to 16 GB of RAM. The other thing could be if you are handling a large data set, but in this case, this data set is not that large, so the visual might not be lagging. Ananya, if you want to see what we did after clicking the transform data, we just refined the data set. So in product mapping, previously there were 600,000 rows. We get to transform data in Power Query Editor. This new window will pop up. In the product mapping table, we have just filtered the rows. How we filtered the rows? We clicked on the category option. We clicked on load more option. And under this load more, we just unchecked the null values. So it will give me only those SKUs which have the categories mapped. After that, I have clicked on close and apply, and we are here. Oh, Sagar is asking how to save the file. Sagar, we are just doing it, but to answer your question, just go to File, click on File, and you will see there are Save As options. It's just as an Excel file or a Microsoft PPT file. You can save it in any place. You can browse the device. You can save it anywhere. It will be saved in the PBIX format, which is a Power BI dashboard kind of a format, where you can revisit the file with data as well as visuals. Please try to mention your doubts in the chat. If there are no doubts, please give it a thumbs up and we'll move ahead. Okay, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. Lots of thumbs up. Okay, moving on. Now let's focus on creating the meaningful dashboard. Okay, so suppose you are a client who wants this data where you want to see the sales happening in a particular category for a particular brand, and you want to see who are the leaders, who are the country leaders, that kind of a data set we will be creating. So I'm just clearing all this and we'll start from the front. Uh, mhm. Hmm. Okay. Or you don't want to clear it, you just create a new page. Under this page navigator, you can click on this plus icon and you can create a new page. On this new page, let's try to create a dashboard from scratch. This is your first dashboard, so please focus now. This will be very interesting, and the product we will be using it for your further projects as well. So our first dashboard, if I am a client and I want to see a sales data, which I have it in this revenue sheet, you can see I am just getting SQID on a particular date sold this much. And under product mapping sheet, you can see there are a hell lot of features we can use. So we can use brand, we can use title, we can use category, subcategory, We can also use country code. Okay. When you understand this data, this is how you can present it to the client or to the end user. Suppose you are in a college and you have this kind of data set. If you want to build a project out of it, just go through the data first and understand what are the columns which are useful in slicing and dicing the data. So I can use country code, I can use brand, I can use subcategory and category to slice and dice data into chunks. So we'll do that first. We can create slicers for each type of chunks. So I'll click on slicer window. Again, I'll create a category slicer, just dragging this field onto the field section, category field into the field. I cannot put this onto a dashboard. This takes a lot of space. To minimize the space the slicer is using, I will go to visualizations. And under visualization, there are three options. So add data to your visual. Then there is format your visual. And the third one is further insights or visual insights. But for this purpose, we will go to format your visual. I'll repeat again what I have done. I have created a category slicer like previously. And in this slicer, I want to create it I want to create this slicer, but I don't want it to utilize this much space. So I'll go to format your visual. Under format visual for this slicer, there are multiple settings available. I can always make the value smaller or larger. This will reduce the space it's using. But if you go to slicer settings, there are multiple types of slicers available. So in this case, I have a list option available for this, but I can also go with drop down. When I click on drop down, it creates a slicer for me, which is very small and compact, and I can always open it and go to any category or selections. I hope everyone is following up. I have just created a slicer, and by going into format visual, I have changed the slicer setting. Instead of vertical list, I have just created a drop down. What I will do now, I'll create three or four same slicers. So I'll just select this slicer. I'll copy using Control C and just paste it Control V. Control C, Control V. And this slicer will be copied again. And under this slicer, because the settings remain same, I can just deselect this field and I can add subcategory field. So now I have two slicers. One is category and one is subcategory. Okay. I'll repeat quickly what I have done. I have created a slicer, dragged category field onto it. It gives me a vertical list. I don't want that much space to be utilized in my dashboard. So I go to format visual, go to slicer setting, and instead of vertical list, I'll just use drop down. When I use drop down, I can make this slicer very small. I want other slicers to be like this with the same setting. So I select this slicer. I use Control C, Control V to copy and paste. And then just change the data sets the other sites are using. So I am just removing category and adding subcategory onto it. And I can make multiple slicers now. I can make country slicer, I can make brand slicer, whatever I want. So I'll make four slicer now. One would be country, drag and drop country code over here. The other one would be brand. I hope everyone is able to make these type of slicers. Okay. There are two doubts. Trupti is asking, will we learning DAX today? Yes, we'll be trying some DAX on our visuals today. And forgot the name. A person is asking, there are still blank values in my data set. Uh, there will be blank values in datasets like MRP price. But if there are any blank values in category after you have sliced and diced the data, please recheck the steps which we have done. How you did subcategory? Okay. When I have created this category slicer, the similar step I don't want to repeat the similar steps again. So I click on slicer, I drag and drop subcategory into the field, Then again, there is a vertical list. I go on to format visual, go on to slicer setting and click on drop down. I don't want to repeat these steps. So what I did, I just copied the previous slicer by using Control C and Control V, which will give me the exact same settings. Then I just removed category from there and added subcategory over here. It will give me a new slicer with subcategory heading. I hope your doubt is clear. Aditi Chauhan. Okay. Then I told you guys I have four slicers now. I'll give country and brand slicers too. So country code, then click on the other one, deselect this one and give it brand slicer. Cool. Then what is the use of these slicers? This will be used to filter out visuals. I don't have visuals right now. So let's create some visuals. Previously, we have tried line chart. Let's try something new. Let's go with a pie chart now or a donut chart. These two are exactly same, just the visual look and feel is different. So I'll create a donut chart for now. I'll go to donut chart. I clicked on it. Then I will see there are multiple options to fill up now. Legend, values, details. In the values option, obviously I am going to again populate revenue from the revenue sheet. So it will give me a sum of revenue value in the values. Then in the legend section, I want to pull up brand. Select brand from the product mapping sheet and drag and drop it to the legend section. It will give me a pie chart with a lot of brands. Again, I'm making it a little bigger. If you see, I have sum of revenue by brand, but I have a lot of brands. Obviously, it will be sorted. The largest brand will come up at the top, but I don't want to see all these brands. How to make it look good? Again, if you guys remember, we have just did it. Select the chart which you are trying to make a visual beautiful and click on filters. The filter tab will be here. If you are not seeing this filter tab, I'll repeating again. Click on view, click on filters. Click on view, click on filters. You will see this filter tab over here. Select the visual, check if there is a brand thing available here and go to top and filtering. Under brand filter, go to top end. Don't use basic or advanced for now. Just go to top end. Under top end, I will write, for example, 7 for now. And in the value section, I'll again put up sum of revenue and apply this filter. So it will give me a clean chart with the top 7 performing brands under any category selected. And it will give me a clean donut chart. I can do the same things with pie chart also. It will have the same impact. Just we have to use the top and slicer carefully. I hope everyone is following up right now. Now, what is the use of all this? Suppose I want to see who are the top 5 brands in fan category. So I'll just go to the category slicer, select fan, and you automatically know that Autumnberg is the topmost brand in the fans category. Suppose I also want to drill down to ceiling fans under fans, not just fans, ceiling fans. Under ceiling fans also Autumnberg is the highest performing brand. But again, if I go to wall fans, Havels became the top performer. See, you got 4 to 5 insights in just one go by just selecting the above slices per present, and the data is automatically being filtered in the visual present below. This is how Power BI helps you by interpreting. Suppose I'm interpreting almost 200,000 rows of data in just a single click. From this 200,000 rows, I'm just clicking and in under 1 second, I'm getting this kind of insight that Nuke is the largest brand in table fans category. See how simple it is. Okay, moving on. I hope everyone is following up. If any one of you has a doubt, please mention it over the chat. If no doubts, please give it a thumbs up. We'll move on to the next visual. Okay, I can see a lot of thumbs up. There's one doubt. I'll just Okay. Shri Gokhale is asking, can you repeat the pie chart again? Okay, I'll quickly delete this. Under visualizations, previously we selected line chart. Now we have to go for donut or pie chart, depending upon your choice. I am going for pie chart. I click on pie chart. It asks me for the data which we need to populate. So under values, I am just pulling up revenue from the revenue sheet and adding it to the value section, and pulling brand from the product mapping and adding it to the legend section. If you see, there is a pie chart being created with a lots of brands. I need to filter out the relevant brand for me. To do that, I go to filter tab. Under brands filter, I go to top N. Under top N, I just selected top 7 and added sum of revenue here and applied the filter. I'll get a good looking pie chart with all the top 7 performing brands, and this type of visual will be present here. I hope your doubt is clear. Aditi Chauhan is asking, my filter step is not happening. Which filter? If the transform data filter you are talking about, or the slicer filter is happening topping. If you are selecting subcategory or category and your chart is not being filtered, please check the model view if your relationship is being created or not. If in the model view you have this relationship active, if there is a solid black line, and if you can see there is a manage relationship active column, or you can double click on this relationship, check the channel SQIDs and SQIDs are selected, make this relationship is active, then this filter will work. Otherwise, this filter will not work. Very good question, Rashid. You're getting only air cooler section in the category slicer. I was about to tell you that thing only. So if you guys remember, if I uncheck this one, if you remember, there are 5 categories which I have provided you in the dataset. But what if I just don't select any category here, and I select, suppose I select dry irons over in the subcategory section. If you open the category slicer now, you will just see a single category. Why this is happening? This is happening because all of these visuals are also cross interacting. So in Power BI, whatever visual you create, they will interact with every one of them. Each visual is interacting with itself. So now I've selected dry irons in the subcategory. So it will interact with the category slicer, and only those rows will populate which have subcategory as dry iron. So in this case, garment care is the only category which has subcategory as dry iron. So I can only see garment care. How you can enable or disable this interaction? We had this topic yesterday also. I'll just quickly repeat it. So go to your, just select any slicer, go to format, any slicer or any visual, go to format, and under format, you will get this edit interaction option. Okay, I'll repeat again. Select any visual, go to format tab, and enable this edit interaction option. When you enable this, you will see there are 2 options populating, or 2 buttons populating for every visual. Whatever visual you have selected, suppose you have selected subcategory, it is right now filtering the visual. If you don't want it to filter the visual, click on none option. Now, if you see, I have selected dry irons, but all the categories will populate. Yashit, I hope your doubt is clear. Just go to any visual, go to format tab, enable edit interaction, and remove the interaction from category slicer. Then you will see all the categories coming up. Okay, very good question. Om Sharma has asked this question. He's saying that if I have this Excel sheet and I am analyzing data from this Excel sheet onto Power BI, if I change real-time changes, so suppose I've changed this Havels to something, some of the brand, will this change be reflected into Power BI? There are 2 answers to this question. So Power BI offers you both the options. Power BI allows you to connect to any data source real time, as well as connect to any data source via downloading it. Currently, I have downloaded the dataset. If you see, this dataset is downloaded. So if I want to see the change which I have made in my Excel, I have to refresh this dataset. So Om, if you are changing anything in the Excel, just save that Excel. When you save it, just come here over here and refresh it. Refresh the dataset and you will see those changes happening in the Power BI dashboard. Thanks for that question. Okay, guys, I'll move on to the next visual. Continuing on to my story, suppose if I am a client and I want to know the top five brands, I already know the top five brands in this category right now, but I don't want to see the top five brands now. I want to see which country is having the max amount of sale or the largest amount of sales right now, or which category is selling the most for me. Okay, to get that kind of understanding, category or the most kind of understanding, the best visual I can right now think of is a bar chart. So I'll quickly go on to visualizations. I click on stacked bar chart, or for that matter stacked column chart, anyone would work. Just remember, before clicking on to visualization, please uncheck any visual. If you select this visual and you click on stack column or bar chart, it will change this visual again, not just create a new visual. Okay. So uncheck all the visuals, click on stacked column chart. It will give you a new visual, which will have again these field option. I'll populate it the way we have done previously. So on the y-axis, I'll add sum of revenue. On the x-axis, this time I'm adding country code. When I add country code to this, I can clearly see Mexico is the country which is gaining the largest amounts of sales for me in dry irons category, dry iron subcategory. I'll uncheck this slicer. Then you will see US is the most selling country, then followed by Canada, then Mexico, then India, then UAE. I hope everyone is getting the same results. If I go for air coolers, the chart will slightly change, fans will change, garment care change, Canada change. Everyone will have a simple effect on this one. Okay. No doubts, no doubts, no doubts. Okay, guys, quickly, because we have not a lot of time left. So quickly, in the interest of time, I'll just add last visual, which is a country or a map chart visual, which I want to show you guys right now. But in this case, I already know that US is having the most amount of sales. But what if I want to see categories instead of countries? So I'll remove this country and I'll add category over here. Okay. Or instead of category, we'll do subcategory because it's more relevant to see. When I add subcategory, there will be lots of subcategories always. Again, I can see fans may what is the largest selling category. Garment care may what is the largest selling subcategory. Okay, we'll do it this way. Lastly, what I want to add is a map visual. To add a map visual or a country visual, I'll go to this field map or map. I'll try those both. Okay, I'll make it a little bit compact in this way. Okay, what I want to represent here is how much sales are happening in each country. How can I do that? To do it, I have selected the map visual. You can locate it in the visualization tab. There will be a globe present. Just click on that visual. To populate this visual in the manner, I have to give two options now. I have to give the location which I want to see. So in location, I have added the country code column from product mapping sheet. If I add country code from the product mapping sheet, and if I add revenue again, sum of revenue, which we are analyzing right now, onto bubble size, I can clearly see the amount of sales happening in Canada, the sales happening in US, the sales happening in Mexico, UAE, and India. Power BI will automatically locate these countries for you. And these are the sales happening in garment care. What if I want to see in women grooming? The chart will change. The chart will change for water heater, fans, and every other category. And you will see clearly see the bubble size also changes. The bubble size will change according to the sum of revenue happening in that particular country. So you can analyze the sales at a country level also in this chart. If all of you guys are following up, this is the first dashboard you have created and where you can analyze country, category, brand sales data. I'll also add a date slicer to this one to just add a functionality of trend analysis. So I'll make these slicer a little bit smaller, scrunch these to the left. Or in fact, what I can do, I can select all of these, go to format visuals, go to general settings, and make all of these smaller at a single time. Or I'll go for 230 right now. Make these smaller, make these at go to the left. And I'll also get a date slicer now. So again, clicking onto slicer, dragging and dropping crawl date onto the field section. You will see crawl date also comes up here. But crawl date or date slicer, I don't want it in a drop down format because I don't want to select every single day. So what I'll do, I'll go to the format visual again under slicer setting. This time I have many more options because since it's a date slicer, so I can select many more options. I'll select between, which is the slicer we were using previously. So in between, I'll get these two options, the first date, last date, as well as a slicer. So I can slice and dice data based on the slicer. I hope everyone has this dashboard with them. Okay. Yashit Mittal is asking, sir, what are the latitude, longitude tooltips for option for the map? So suppose Yashit, I don't have this country code column right now with me. In this case, I can also provide the latitude, longitude to Power BI, and Power BI will give me the exact location of which the sales is happening based on the latitude longitude data. But in our data set, we had this country code option, or we can also give them states of India. We can also give them exact locations or exact countries of any possible geography. It will automatically pop up. But if I don't have the location, I can also go with latitude, longitude. Thanks for that question. Swati Singh is asking, can we add some other category according to our preference? You can add n number of categories. So currently I have this type of data set with me. So I have trying that, but you can add n number of customizations onto it. Okay, Balaji is asking in the stack chart, I am only getting the graph for India. Balaji, if you have used country code option from the product mapping sheet, you will get all the countries. But in our revenue sheet data, if you have used country code column, it only contains India country. So it will not give you all the countries for now. So please use country code column from the product mapping sheet. Uday is asking, I can't see the map and visuals. Sometimes what happen, you don't have this map visual enabled for you guys. So you have to go to file options and settings and enable your maps and settings visual. Go to options and setting under file and you can see options and there you will see you have to enable your Azure maps. Please try and do that. You can use Google and do that setting enable, please. Okay. Mashita is asking the same question. It's not showing the map visual even after enabling in the security. If it is not showing the map visual right now, please try and restart the, even if you have enabled it in the security, please try and restart the same Power BI file. Okay. Guys, we have our first dashboard ready. To your users or to your clients, you can clearly show them that there is a story happening. You can select category, you can select subcategory, you can analyze the top brands in that category and subcategory, or in any category, you can analyze the top subcategories where the sales are happening. And then you can also analyze where or which countries contributing to how much amount of sales. You can do that. Lastly, I'll also add a line chart which we have learned today. So I hope you guys understood what I have done right now. I have just quickly created a line chart where I have crawled it on the x-axis, sum of revenue on the y-axis, and legends in the legends have brand. And I have only selected top 7 brands for the ease of reading it, or I'll just make it top 4 brands. Why I have done it? To complete my story. So in this air cooler category, these are the top 5 brands. Which brand is rising? So you can clearly see Bajaj took the lead in that month of March a little bit, but it again came down. And this way, you can explain to the client how the trends are happening. Then you have the subcategory slices also, and then the country slices also. I hope everyone is able to create this type of dashboard. If yes, please give me a thumbs up. And this is how you have built your first dashboard. Obviously, there are more and more aspects to Power BI right now. But to get started with, you have the first dashboard ready. Again, following up, you can save this. Go to Save As in File, browse the device, and just save this dashboard with some your my first Power BI project. When you save it, it will be saved into a destination folder. Right now, you can only access through Power BI dashboard or Power BI desktop dashboard. If you want to publish it over the workspaces or online, you can go to publish. But for that, you will have to create a Microsoft account and you have to create a Power BI license. Okay. I hope everyone is clear on this part. I'll just stop sharing and I'll not stop sharing. I'll just give you 5 minutes to give me any doubts if you have. And if any one of you is unable to create this, I can see a lot of thumbs up. There are no doubts. So I'll stop sharing and give the mic to Vespa team again. Thank you for your time, guys.
Yeah, so anyone who wants to ask any question, they can put up their questions in the chat. Shivam sir will clear it for you. Yeah, after some time, I'll be sharing the attendance form as well and the live mentorship program as well. So just take 2 more minutes to clear your doubts.
So guys, meanwhile, you are mentioning your queries in the chat. I have few questions for Shivam sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So sir, could you brief us about your background and what you pursued and how you got into the data scientist role and the Power BI and the now you are working as a manager in one district.
Okay, thanks for that question. My journey is fairly simple. So after completing my BTech, all of like most of the guys are confused what they want to do. But I was very clear I have to get into the IT field. So I got my first job in Capgemini as a software developer. But when I was working there, I was developing websites day over day. But even while developing websites, I was not very fascinated with the coding aspect of it. I was very fascinated with the data part of it and the visualization of that data. So how am I visualizing my data on my website? That is what interested me. So I joined another team as a Power BI developer. I started my Power BI journey there. Then after that, I joined One Day Stack again as a Power BI developer and a business analyst. And then Power BI gave me an edge over this analysis part of the thing. So I am analyzing data over the day over day. I am reaching out to the clients with that data, but I'm also building up products for that client or IT solution for that client, which will help them enable the insighting for themselves. I don't have to reach out to the client every day saying that this happened in this category. It can, the client can automatically see it on the dashboard, or they can interact with the dashboard with that. And throughout that journey, I built hundreds of dashboards. Now I think I have made more than 200 dashboards in one Digital Stack. And for the past 3 years, I've been interacting with the clients. I started with less number of clients. I have now a portfolio of 12 plus clients in India as well as abroad. And the team grew up. I'm handling a team of 11 people right now. And I'm a manager in one Digital Stack. This happened throughout my journey of the
That's a
past
great
four and a
journey,
half.
sir.
Yeah.
So Sheetal has asked a question that you are from which college and what were you pursuing in BTech, which particular stream you were pursuing?
Thanks, Sheetal, for this question. I have graduated from JC Bose University of YMCA, Faridabad, Haryana, and I was pursuing BTech in electronics and instrumentation. But this electronic field didn't come into my way of pursuing IT career or Power BI career for that matter, because analyst field is open for everyone.
So guys, do we have any other questions? So Om is
Then,
asking that can we see the last graph of line chart again?
yep, I can see there are two guys asking about the last line chart. I'll quickly share my screen. Uh, I hope my screen is visible again. Just
Yeah.
confirm it once. Okay. This last line chart, I'll quickly draw it again with you guys. So I'll delete this. How we created the line chart in the first place. Go any, for that matter, any visualization. Just deselect any visual on the page. Go to the visualization tab. Locate the chart which you want to create. For example, in my case, I want to create a line chart. I have created the line chart. Now it will ask me the questions that what field you want to populate. So in the x-axis, obviously, like the last line chart, we will drop down crawl date onto the x-axis. And on the y-axis, I'll drop down revenue field from the revenue sheet onto the y-axis. Instead of date hierarchy, I'll always select crawl date, like I've told you multiple times. Okay, now I want to see the top brands in this line chart. So under product mapping sheet, I'll drag and drop brand onto the legends. This will give me all the possible brands present in this data set. But I don't want to see all the possible brands. So I'll locate this filter tab, go to brand filters, and under this brand filter, I'll go to top end filters. I'll not use basic filtering. I'll not use advanced filtering. I'll just use top end. Under this top end, I have selected top 5, suppose, and by value, I'll add sum of revenue. When I apply this filter, I'll give a trend chart of top 5 brands and how they are performing over time. And this will again be interacted with the slicers. So if I select garment care, top brand remains Bajaj always, and it is never going down. If I select water heaters, top brand remains AO Smith, but Havells, no, AO Smith and Havells remains the top brand, but they are taking up the leads in the future days. That is how you analyze the data trend wise. I hope your doubt is clear now. Home and one more guy was asking. I don't
So there is one more question from the student. That what is
know.
the main difference between data analyst and data scientist? And
Okay.
what technologies one has to learn to get into these fields?
Okay. A data analyst or a simple data analyst with no modeling and experience in data science field, they will just give you insights from a business aspect point of view. So you have this kind of data present. They will read these insights and provide it in a meaningful manner to the client or the future user. But if you want to mix data and IT solutions to it, you will be a data scientist. So if you are providing IT solutions like this Power BI dashboard, or for that matter, a Python code which automates this process of data insighting, then you are getting into data scientist field. That's the basic difference into it, that you are enabling IT solutions with inciting, then you are a data scientist. That is the primary difference. And how to get into these fields? Just try and understand the data first, which you are analyzing. So in our case, we had the sales data set and we have a product mapping data set. I emphasize on understanding the data set first in Excel or in PPT first, and then moving on to the IT solutions. So I am automating this dashboard, but before automating this dashboard or prior to this, I understand and I visualize what I want to make it first, or what I want to provide to the client first. I hope that answers your question.
So Nitin has asked how to become a data analyst. So I would like to answer this question, Nitin. So whenever you want to get into any of the field, first you have to understand what are the basic requirements and the basic skills you require. Then you have to work on the market research part for that particular field, that which companies hire for those roles, what they look in a candidate, and what kind of work do they do. So for this, Wastepair can help you. We have online training programs in which we have industrial mentors such as Shivam sir, who are coming from good background, good MNCs, who train the students and make them work on projects. So this was a simple project that you guys worked on today. So similarly, we have more domains. We also have a course for data analysts. So if you guys want to enroll it, our team will share the details. You can apply over there and you can join it. So are there any other questions, guys, or should we move forward?
There are some guys asking how to get an internship and how to get started with Power BI and SQL. So again, I think Vishal, you can take this up
Yeah,
if
guys.
there are any questions.
Yeah, so we are an edtech company and we have tie-ups with many companies. One of them is One Digital Star. So we provide our courses to the students, and the students who take our courses, we help them with internship assistant and job assistance. So whenever there are relevant openings for freshers coming from these companies, we recommend our students. And to learn Power BI, you can enroll into our business analyst course. You can learn the tools that are required, and you can start your journey from there. So I hope I'm clear to everyone. So Aryan, can you take it forward from here?
So, guys, as you can see, Vishal, thank you for first of all, thank you to Shivam sir and the team of One Digital Stack for these amazing 2 days of Power BI workshop. So we will be furthering for more workshops in the coming future. So now, as a Vishal sir said, we are also providing a mentorship program with companies in collaboration, just like One Digital Stack. So in this program, what we are going to provide you, there will be a proper, you'll be getting proper industrial training from mentors just like Shivam sir, and mentors having more than 10 plus years of experience. There will be 5 to 10 MNC projects will be provided to you for skill development, which will help you crack high-paying internships. And also, this program will provide you networking with mentors and HR firms, interview training like mock interviews, aptitude test, soft skill sessions, and all to help you crack these interviews. 100% placement assistance will be provided to you through Wastepath for a year, access to exclusive webinars for free, certifications that will help you get shortlisted for interviews. Okay. So in this program, our major focus is to help you crack these major interviews that others are not able to crack, to give you proper skill development regarding your favorite subject and to help you get high paying jobs in the future. Okay, so that we also providing you resume building session, how to make ATS resume, so that whenever you apply for internship or job opportunities, you're shortlisted more as compared to other candidates. You will be above the competition and will become layoff proof as well. Okay. So the next thing is I will be sharing the attendance form. So students, kindly make sure that you are filling the attendance form. It is really important. If you're not going to fill it, you won't be receiving any certificate. So kindly make sure that you're filling the certificate right now. It will be up by for the next 10 minutes. Make sure you're filling both the form to receive the certificates. Okay. Thank you. If you have any doubts regarding the live mentorship program, you can directly message me on the chat right now. I can clear it right now, all your doubts regarding the fee structure and everything. So make sure you clear your doubts right now regarding the live mentorship program and make sure to fill both the forms, attendance and the live mentorship program form. Once again, thank you Shivam sir, Shwendra sir and of the team of Vendor Stack for the 2 amazing days of Power BI workshop.
Thank you, Aryan. Thank you, Team Waspire, and thank you everyone for coming and joining in the workshop. Thanks. I'll take your leave, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, one more thing. So anyone who wants to enroll in the program, they can also scan the QR code and on the screen. It will take you to the form. You can fill it in that way as well. And you can follow us on Instagram, or you can visit our website, our LinkedIn, and whatever doubts and queries you have, you can mail us at support@baseby.in for any queries, and call us at this number. Also, I am putting the YouTube channel link in the comment section, so in the chat section. So kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel for more of these workshops in the upcoming days.
Guys, the certificates of the workshop will be released till Wednesday. Please be patient. Those who have yet to fill the form, please fill it now. The certificates you will be getting through the mail, which you will mention in the attendance form. So make sure it is correct.